This is a collaboration, like hardcore.
Hardcore. Welcome to Cultural Chemistry. I'm Josh, and
I'm Jada.
And we've been getting a lot of questions about what it's really like to be in a multicultural and interracial relationship. So we decided, let's answer these questions together.
Her parents don't accept me because I'm not from their culture. I've been respectful, but I'm starting to feel rejected and invisible. What should I do?
Oh, we know a lot about this.
This one hits hard for us because we literally went through this. My dad didn't really approve of you in the beginning. So we did go through this phase.
We did go through this exact
for
situation.
a certain period of time.
Yeah, it was rough. It hurt, honestly, it hurt me.
It hurt me too. It forced me to almost grow, to be really authentic.
And face your fears.
And face my fear. The fear of being accepted and fear of being judged. In Korea, multicultural relationship is not common at all. I try to understand where he's coming from as well. And then after that, I kind of develop my compassion with that. You know, not just like, oh, we are completely in a different world. I have to tell my dad straight up, this is the person that I love, I want to spend my life with. I just hope that you will understand someday. I don't want to convince you or force you to do anything or become anything. But at the same time, I'm always here if you're open for a conversation. He didn't talk to me for months, like completely just blocked. And then one day he messaged me and then I knew that he was ready to talk. Ever since then, it was really progress. And then long story short, we're in a good terms now. Pretty went well. And what surprised me also as well, not only my own growth, but at the same time, my dad's personal evolution. Like becoming a little more understanding person from that fixated mindset. Like, oh, I don't allow other culture in my family. I don't want any race in my family, you know? It really blew my mind that, oh, he's 60, but personal evolution still goes on. It still continues. Like it never dies until you die. Lifelong journey.
Stand tall on who you are and stand with your partner.
I thank you for that because you stood strong beside me and then you hold a space for me. You never once forced me in any sort of way. So I'm so grateful for you for that.
It's not your job to beg for approval from people that aren't willing to make an effort to understand who you are.
It's not your job. But what you can do is you can hold a space for them with compassion and understanding. Because if they really truly love you, they will come around at some point. And you don't want to block them when they come around, you know? You want to be happy. You want to have love for them too. That's the only thing you can do and what you can control of. Be open. Be that person.
Is it okay that my partner blames their culture every time we have an argument? This is just how we are. You should never blame your culture on your personal behavior because even though you come from a culture, that doesn't necessarily determine how you have to treat or interact with other people. You shouldn't leverage your culture to avoid being accountable as a person.
It's like this, like, why are you so mean? I was like, oh, Korean people are so mean. We're just like, we have tough love. That's how we communicate.
We're coming from a big city.
That's like making an excuse your mean behavior as like your culture background. Yes, the culture might create that over the time that you grew up in certain culture, but it doesn't justify your toxic or harmful or behavior that doesn't serve you and your partner.
Exactly. Respect where they come from, but still encourage them to grow.
Exactly. Yeah.
To answer this question, I would say something like, I hear that's how you were raised and I want to honor that, but I also want us to try to evolve together. So let's talk about that and let's talk about what we can do to get there.
I do want to say to you guys, it's like growth doesn't really erase culture itself.
No.
You can still fully embrace your culture. You can still be mindful, aware of your behavior, your habits, and that doesn't serve you within the culture.
Cultural chemistry.
When my wife talks in her native language on the phone, I can't not help but wonder if she's talking about me. Is that wrong?
I think I felt like this before.
Really?
Yeah. Like, what are you guys talking about? Because I can't understand. I think it's just like a little bit of my own insecurity. I wouldn't say it's wrong. It's human to just feel like that because we're all the main character in our life. And sometimes we're a little bit self-centered and we feel like it's always about us. And then,
we take everything personal.
Yeah, we take everything personal. So, it might have nothing to do with you. You know what I think?
What?
I think feeling excluded is just like a primal instinct in us. Yeah.
In survival instinct. Because if you excluded from your pack, you're gonna be behind. You're gonna die.
Yeah.
In the wild, nature.
So we always want to be included. We always want to be
True.
informed of what's going on as a collective.
So it's one of our primary fears.
So it triggers something primal in us
does.
if we're left out.
Yeah.
I'd say most of the time they're just talking freely. Like when you're on the phone with your mom, I'm sure they just ask, "Well, how's Josh doing?" And
That's it.
that's it.
And then we just talk about other stuff.
You. It's open conversation. So
Yeah.
I would say there's a good chance you're overthinking this. If you are being talked about, maybe there's another conversation you need to have with your partner. If you feel deeply enough that, oh, maybe they're talking about me, maybe there's a conversation outside of that conversation that is even more important and more pressing than the one that they're having.
But honestly, in my opinion, someone who's coming from other countries, learn their language too. The best solution is start learning your partner's language, mother language.
100%.
I mean, it's gonna benefit you in many other ways anyways. So you do wanna actually get to know their culture and language.
Yeah, that's one of the things you signed up, being in a multicultural relationship. There may be a language barrier. So if you want to fully bridge that gap of your guys' cultures, learning their language is something very important. Is this the main form of communication that they've known to use throughout their upbringing? So I would say a healthy way to bring this conversation up is to say something like, "Hey, sometimes when I hear you speaking your native language over the phone, I feel a little bit out of the loop. Is there maybe a way you can inform me after the conversation or before the conversation what you guys are going to talk about? That way I just don't feel excluded." Something simple like that.
Yeah, and that way the other partner knows that, oh, I didn't know that you were thinking that way, which is probably the case. And then, okay, yeah, of course.
And I feel like this approach invites more connection instead of confrontation. Is it normal for my boyfriend to watch porn even though I told him it makes me uncomfortable? What do you think about that?
It's common to feel that way, but normal doesn't always mean it's healthy. So especially if it's like crosses a personal boundary, you know?
If you told them it makes you uncomfortable and they still proceed to do it, then either one of two things: you didn't express clearly how it makes you feel, or it's a misalignment. It's two people that really aren't on the same page.
Or something deeper. One partner doesn't feel that void. That partner has to go find somewhere else outside of their relationship. I think it's not just the relationship or partners themselves, it's also the society that we live in right now. It's almost a setup for that. It's crazy how easy it is to access that soft porn these days. There's so many loopholes for guys or girls, to access that sexual content these days. It's almost inevitable come across one of those content, even intentionally or not intentionally. So that's why it's even more important to be really transparent what you're feeling and how you think about that and what's okay and what's not. You have to build emotional safety. If I say something, I know that you're not gonna judge me.
If your partner is still watching porn and you feel like you've made it apparent that it makes you feel uncomfortable, I think you should reconsider how clear that you made that boundary. And this isn't about control, it's about co-creating a safe place for both you guys to have a healthy relationship. Why does my partner act like a completely different person when we're around their family? Code switching. So here's an example. The other day I was on the phone with my mom and she was out of town with my father's side of the family, who's actually pretty religious. My mom is pretty rough around the edges. You know how my mom talks. She talks a lot.
She's a fierce lady.
Yeah, she's sassy. She has she cusses a lot, honestly.
And she's very direct.
Very direct.
Yeah.
But when I was on the phone with her, she was around my dad's side of the family and she was like, "Isn't that wonderful? That's so great." And I'm like, who am I talking to? Like, why are you talking to me like this? This is not how we communicate. So I thought that was interesting. And that just goes to show you a lot of people don't even realize when they're doing this.
If this is not being noticed and mentioned before you see them acting completely different, then it is the problem, It's like you're going to make the other partner get confused. You're going to make them confused. Like, oh, who are you now? The partner who acts different around their family, they need to let other partner know beforehand so you won't get confused. I think it's all about the early notice, like in advance.
I think you can approach this with more curiosity too. Like, why? Are you trying to protect me? Are you trying to protect our relationship with my family? I think more importantly is like, what's the reason behind your code switching? Because truthfully, you should value the opinion of your partner more than the approval of their family.
That's the truth. It's really about the intention and early communication before it creates a friction and problem. It's all about that, honestly.
It's all about communication.
It's all about communication.
As long as they're informed, nothing can go wrong. When unexpected behaviors and surprises come in, that is when conflict starts.
I feel like I'm the only one holding our relationship together. They say they love me, but I don't feel supported emotionally. Am I expecting too much? This is one of the things that we always tell to people, that define what certain words mean to you. So what does support mean to you? Like literally, and what does it look like to you? This is a thing. When we use the word support, love, commitment, like those words are ambiguous words. It could be vague. People have different meanings and definition of words. We kind of developed this DNA rule. It stands for define, never assume, ask. It's very simple rules, but it works so well in our relationship. And it's interesting because it started as our communication challenges that comes with my language barrier. Josh was talking about something, and then I kind of realized I don't know certain words, and I would ask you that, oh, what does that word mean? Like, what does that even mean? Like, I don't know, because I have a language barrier. And then it started from there, and then you kind of pause, reflect on yourself. What does that mean to me? It made you think, forced you to actually come up with your own definition and own meanings of it.
The more you talk, you realize language is so personal. And what I say I might be using the same words, but it might mean something completely different to you. So defining is crucial.
It's so crucial.
Assumption is where problems start. And you can never ask enough. Like, there's nothing wrong with asking. The more you ask, the more clarity that is in the relationship. Honestly, the better the communication is overall, the more clear boundaries are, and just honestly, overall better quality of communication and relationship.
Don't ever feel like, oh, am I dumping too much on my partner? The right person will actually appreciate how open you will be with your emotions and feelings and how you think. Because that's what makes other partner makes it easier.
The right person
to come through.
The right person will praise you for telling them how you're feeling, so they know what to do to meet you in the middle.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's why we're so firm on emotional safety. Create emotional safety where you can talk anything, you can be vulnerable with each other.
A green flag would be when you bring something like this up to your partner and they say, "Thank you for telling me."
Right, I didn't know that.
Know.
Yeah. Honestly, most of the time, 90% like we didn't know.
Let us know what you think. Let us know what questions you have, and we would love to answer them.